welcome y'all to Hazelwood Homestead. I'm Phyllis. Today we're going to be making a pecan pie. And I'm going to show you my mother's recipe. She made it forever. I've made it. She taught me how when I started keeping house and having people over for holidays and things. And so she taught me how to make it. So I want to welcome y'all into my kitchen today and watch me make a pecan pie. I will have the recipe in the description box, little area box below, so that you don't have to write everything down as we're going. You will need some ingredients, and I'll have that listed also, everything that you will need. Now today we're not going to be making one pie, but we are going to be making two pies. A while back I learned that when I make one pie and I turn the oven on, or one cake and turn the oven on, if I'm going to use that electricity and I have that space on my shelf, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make another pie or another cake at the same time. So today, my ingredients are going to be double. What I'll do in the description box is I'll put the single pie recipe in the description box so that will help you. That's just easier if you've got the basic one pie and you can just double and make however many you need to. So what I have done this morning, and I welcome y'all again, what I have done is I have melted a stick of butter because I'm doubling. A stick of butter already. Now, I'm not going to go through every one of these with the one pie. I'm just going to do two pies. So we're going to be adding 2 cups of sugar, because it's 2 pies. 2 cups of sugar to the butter. Now what I like to do, and what my mama taught me to do when she told me how to make this pie, she said take your butter and your sugar and kind of cream it up together. She told me, she said don't ever use a mixer because that overworks it. You know how we've talked about if you overwork something, it may not come out good. And if you use the mixer, it may not come out good. So you want to get your butter and your sugar, you want to get that kind of mixed up together. And I wanted to let y'all know that pecan trees and pecans, the majority of pecans are harvested in the United States, usually in the South. They have a lot of pecan trees in the South, and a lot of pecan tree farms and a lot of pecan places in the South. All kind of varieties of pecans. I'm not up on all the varieties. I just know I like the ones that are easy to shell and that taste good. And today, for 2 pies, we're going to be using 2 cups of pecans. Okay? And I know you all know what pecans are, and I shelled these, I think, last week. I got my card table set up and just shelled them out. Now, to this sugar and butter mixture, the next thing that I like to put in next is going to be my eggs. And I'll put this order in the description box. Now, I did put, for 2 pies, 1 stick of butter, 2 cups of sugar, and now we're going to be putting in to it next. We're going to be adding to this mixture our eggs. And today, it's going to take 6 eggs, 3 per pie. Now, you know me, I like to break these open and look at the egg before I put it into that much of a food product that I had to pay for. So we want to take care of what we buy and not waste it. So let's crack our eggs in another bowl just to make sure there's nothing wrong with the egg. That's 2. Maybe we'll get a double yolk today like we did the other day. Wasn't that something? Probably not on these eggs, but... So we're going to put 6 eggs in, and after that, we'll mix that up together. Now, another thing about pecans is that they have a lot of nutritional value. The pecan, the nut, the actual pecan nut, they have a lot of vitamin E in them. They have a lot of, I just saw the biggest squirrel I've ever seen. They have a lot of nutritional value. The oil they have is good, a good antioxidant. The pecan oil, the pecan. So today it's not going to be very nutritious to make a pie out of them, but it's very good. And it's an old thing that's been going on in the South, these pecan pies, for a long time. And you can use a sugar substitute. They have a lot of good sugar substitutes now if you don't want to use the sugar. Now what I'm doing is I'm mixing up my eggs, my sugar, and the butter. I've got that mixed up. And you can kind of see the consistency of it. And so to this mixture, we will add 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. So let's get that in, 1/4 a teaspoon of salt. But we're going to add 2 because we're making 2 pies today. I would tell you that they're so good, there's no need to just make one, you'll need 2. But I didn't tell you that. Okay, we've got our salt. Now the next thing we're going to do to this, and a lot of people do this a different way. You can take your pecans and you can put them in your shell if you'd like to do it that way, and then pour your mixture over. I like to put my pecans into my mixture. Also into this mixture, we'll be adding a tablespoon of self-rising flour. What that self-rising flour does to the mixture is that it helps it to firm up, basically. It just helps it firm up. So I'm going to go over here, and you see how easy this recipe is. And I'm going to get 1 tablespoon self-rising flour, but I'm making 2 pies. So I'm going to get 2 tablespoons self-rising flour. I've already got my butter in. So what I like to do is blend this flour just a little bit. Some people like to put it on their pecans. You can do that and coat your pecans. I like to blend this just a little so that I don't have any big lumps. Oh, let me go back to the nutritional value of these pecans. They have vitamin E, they have magnesium, zinc, phosphorus. That's good for your bones. And at my age, I really need all the bone protection that I can get. And like I said, they're a very good antioxidant. And that helps with, you know, your cell damage. And so that's a good thing. Get you a pack of pecans and just eat them if you don't want to make a pie. What I've got in here, and I'm going to show you how, for each pie, you're going to need a cup of pecans. But now today, since I'm making 2 pies, I have got 2 cups of pecans. Now in these I have broken up. They were whole pecans when I shelled them. Some of them broke, of course. But I finished cutting them up and breaking them up. I want them in pieces in my pie. So I've got all my ingredients in, and I'm going to add the pecans. Once I get my pecans in, I'll start stirring them up just a little bit. They don't need a lot. You don't need to stir them a lot. Just kind of mix them up a little. Then I'm going to put some vanilla flavoring in at the end. Just get them mixed up in my mixing bowl. And there's one more ingredient we need to add. This ingredient that we're going to add now is going to be our light corn syrup. I know it's got a lot of sugar in it, and I know you think, oh my goodness, that's going to be so much, but it's going to be so good. So we add, for each pie, we will add 2/3 a cup of the corn syrup. So let me get my measuring cup out here, and we're going to add, we're going to put, we're going to do 1 1/3 because we're doing 2 pies. So we'll do 1 1/3 of corn syrup. So there we go. And this is going right into our mixture. This is what makes a pecan pie, I think, a pecan pie. You can spray your measuring cup before you put your Karo in, just to get it all out really easily. I just rake it with a spoon. But that does help if you spray it. Now kind of incorporate this pretty good. Mix it up. And look at your pecans. Make sure you don't have any that, I see one that I want to take out. It looks like it's got a little dark spot on it. So I'm just going to grab that and take that out. All right, just kind of mix it up a little bit. The next thing we'll do, we'll bring our pie shells over here and we'll pour them up. Just want to make sure this is mixed up good. Let me bring y'all over here and show you what the mix looks like. You see how pretty that is? And that's what's going to be going. I'm going to put you right here so you can watch me pour them into the pie shells. Bring the pie shells over and we'll put them in. Now, here we go. I've taken these pie shells out of the freezer. You know, if you want to, you can make your own. And I don't usually make my own pie shells. I just like to kind of buy these. They taste good to me. I've never had a problem with them. This is so good when you make a pecan pie. Now, there's some pies I might make a shell with, but this is so delicious that nobody's going to taste the pie shell. I can guarantee you nobody's even going to taste that pie shell. All right, we'll just pick our bowl up and we'll just start pouring our pies in. And I just kind of go back and forth to each shell. Making sure that each one has got plenty of the pecans and the good syrup. The pecans kind of come on and they float to the top. And I just keep going till I go back and forth till I get them full. Now, I hope y'all are doing good today. I haven't even asked you how y'all are doing, but I sure hope you're having a good day, and I hope that you're doing well. Now, what I'll do, I'll let these pecans kind of float to the top. I'll turn my oven on 350 degrees. And what I'll do is I'll get some pecans out of my little bag here. This is what my mother always did, so I do it just because she did it. She said you just pick out 4 of your pretty pecans and you just kind of center them in the middle and make a little design. So because she always did that, I do it too. You don't have to, but I just like to do it. Kind of reminds me of my mama. And she could make the best pies. And I was so thankful that she took the time, that I asked her if she would. I'm so thankful she took the time to get me and show me how to do these pies. Now what I'll do when my oven gets up to 350 degrees, I will put both of these pies in the oven. I do want to show you one of her little tricks about baking these pies for an hour. There is a trick to it. Okay. The trick is, for each pie, you will take a piece of aluminum foil for each pie. Let me see if I've got another piece. And I do. You'll put a piece of foil not over the pie now when it goes in, but you will set a timer for 30 minutes. And you will take your aluminum foil and a pair of scissors, and you will cut a V in the center. You will cut a V out of the center of your aluminum foil. You see the V? And in 30 minutes, after the pie's been in 30 minutes, you will put this over the pie and wrap the sides. You will do this for both pies. That will let people say, oh, my center never gets done. Oh, it gets too done. This is the trick right here. You take it and you put it over your pie. Your crust doesn't get burnt. This doesn't get burnt, but your center of your pie gets extra heat and actually has time to cook. And I'll be showing you this when I take them out at 30 minutes, how to put the aluminum over there. That is one of the keys to have a great pie come out great and not be hard or not be not done. Thank y'all for coming by. My oven is almost at 350. When I get it to 350, I'm going to put these in for 30 minutes, and I'll bring you back, and I'm going to bring them out and show you how I wrap them up with the foil for the other 30 minutes of cooking. That's how easy these pies are to make. I really encourage you to make them, and I'll see you when I get them out in 30 minutes. Hey guys, I just took these out. Ooh, they're hot. Of the oven. They're not done. They've been in 30 minutes, and what I'll do now is I'll take my aluminum foil, like I showed you how, to cut your V in the middle. Wrap this around your pie to keep your crust from getting any darker or any browner than it already is. Wrap it around. We need our center to get a little bit, it's a little bit jelly in the middle, a little bit wet in the middle. And now we'll take this piece and we'll do the same thing. We'll wrap around here and we'll put it back in our oven at 350 degrees for 30 more minutes. This will protect the pie, but it will let the center get completely done and not be watery or jelly or wet. So I'm gonna, now that I've got them wrapped, I'm gonna place them back in the oven for another 30 minutes. So we're going back in the oven. And they're very hot, so be very careful. Okay, we're back, and I'm fixing to get the pies out. They've been in another 30 minutes after we put our foil wrap around them so that the middle could get done and would not be like Jell-O. You don't want it to shake like Jell-O. You want it to be pretty, pretty firm in the center. And of course, the foil protected the edge of the pie crust. So I'm going to take them out. They smell so good. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Very hot. All right, let's see what they look like. Ouch. All right, let me bring you up here. Let me turn the oven off. All right, let me bring you up here, guys, where you can kind of see what they look like. Let me take you up here just a little bit. And you can kind of see, I'm going to kind of tap on one where you can see that it doesn't jiggle in the middle. It's not jiggly. After an hour, 60 minutes, this is what they look like. Your crust looks really good. I sure wish I could serve you a piece of them. You see my little pecans in the middle like Mama did, how she put the little 4 in there. And you can see that the pie is firm. That's what our flour did when we put the, oh, that was hot. when we put our flour in, that kind of thickened up so that it would get firm. So aren't they beautiful? And not only are they beautiful, they are very tasteful. They are very delicious. Okay, guys, this is what I want to show you what it looks like. Doesn't it look really, really good? You see the gel right in here? It's just, you know, it's just, I don't even know how to explain it to you. It's just so great. The crust is great. It holds itself together. So I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of close-up of it and how it looks. Now, you've got you've got the crust down here, and then you've got the gel in the middle, and all on the top, you've got all of your pecans. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is take a bite of it and see what it tastes like. Absolutely. You would think it would be so sweet that you couldn't eat it, you know. But what we used, we divided between 2 pies. But you would think, ooh, I know that's so sweet. It's really not that sweet. It's just perfect in every way. And the bach crust, you can't even tell it's really a bach crust. The nuts are delicious. It makes a good, the nuts are together. Everything in here is solid. Make this pecan pie. Make 2. Make it for your family. Let them have a piece. Find out what they say about it. It's just delicious. I appreciate you guys coming by today to learn how to make these pecan pies that my mother taught me to make years ago. And I don't know how many I've made, but every time I make one, I always think about my mama teaching me how to do this. So, you know, I know you have special things that your family has taught you how to make, and it means a lot to you. And I wanted to share this with you the way she shared it with me. Thank you all so much for coming by and visiting with me on my channel. And thank you so much for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, I would like to ask you to. It's free. You don't have to even pay for it. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And God bless you, and I love you. Bye-bye.